Hello everyone, I'm Ephraim Brown, and people have been asking what my home looks like, and I've also wanted to start making some videos. So today I'm going to give everyone a tour of my home on Horn Hill, the cabin in the woods. I'm standing in our driveway on top of Horn Hill. We're located about 31 miles outside of Tonasket, Washington, off of Frosty Creek Road, which is an artery kind of off of Eneas Valley Road. Our elevation is about 4,235 feet. What you see here is our driveway. Things are starting to thaw. It's a very nice view. We have a lot of trees, a lot of woods. I'll do a spin around of the camera so you can get an idea of what the landscape looks like. So here's a panoramic view of the property from the same location in our driveway. And that building right there is our wood shed, where we store our firewood, obviously. It's a very nice location. Well, this is our house, our cabin in the woods at 34 Impassable Lane. The road in the winter times, if we don't plow it and keep it maintained, is quite literally impassable. We take a drag and we drag the road down, and that's what keeps the road clear. This is my third winter up here, and thus far this has been about the easiest one so far. We don't have a water source, so our water comes from down in the valley, where a neighbor allows us to haul our water, and we pump it into our house, usually anywhere from 100 to 200 gallons at a time. So we have to conserve water a little bit here and there. We don't have power to the house. We're not on the grid, so we use a solar panel and generators for our power. And our heat comes from a wood stove, and our refrigerator and our oven are powered by propane, as well as our water heater. It's not a perfect existence, but it works. It works relatively well, and we're very conscious of the amount of energy we use and the amount of water we use. So it has its complications, but it's a pretty eco-friendly and laid-back existence. What you see here is our solar panel. We don't have it automated, so we have to track the sun ourselves and move it throughout the day. In the wintertime, well, the panel isn't in the perfect location. If it was about 10 or 20 feet back, it would get a lot more sun, but during the wintertime, we get very little sun on the panel, so we mostly rely on generators. But in the summertime, it does relatively well. This time of year, it does pretty much okay. We run our lights, our TV, and most of the things in our house radio off of this solar panel. We have two deep cell batteries that we have hooked up, so it's a 12-volt system. We use pretty high efficiency fluorescent lights. We shut off things. Our water is pumped by an on-demand 12-volt RV pump, which the solar system powers. And there's usually enough power for me to run my laptop and my recording setup and things like that. So it's a pretty efficient system, but like I said, in the wintertime it can get a little low. Dad usually runs his power tools off of generators and things like that. It's a pretty good system, and it works fairly well. This is the entryway to the house. We have a ramp going up. We try and keep it shoveled off, and our paths to the wood shed and whatnot, we try and keep shoveled during the winter time. This house isn't exactly finished because before Dad had a chance to finish it, he kind of ran out of money. So it doesn't have siding in some areas and things like that. It's not perfect, but it is a wonderful house. It's home, and I love it here. It's too bad we got to sell the place, but you know, Dad and I are ready to move on to better things. So we'll see what happens. So, shall we go in? Here we go up the ramp into the house. I apologize for my cinematography, but... And here we are. This is our house on Horn Hill, 34 Impassable Lane. It's a log cabin, 2-story, 1 basement. This is our kitchen. This is where I do most of the cooking, and our sink. And over here is our living area. This is our wood stove, which is our primary source of heat. This is my sitting and contemplation / meditation pondering chair. This is my classic radio and my ring mic, which Dad and I made. This is my little audio production / recording / media station setup. I'll get into that in another video. Our table and whatnot. This is Walter. He's the fat decadent bastard who we feed, and he treats us like the little peons that we are. That's where Dad usually sits. And going into my bedroom here, this is my room, a small portion of my book collection. This is my bed. It looks a little small and a little cramped, but I managed to do pretty good with the space that I have. Here is my altar / sacred area, where I keep all of my items of personal sacredness. This is my window, and the lighting is a little messed up, but as you can see, I have a pretty good view of the woods and the trees. It's very nice. I get a lot of light in here, though sometimes it can be a little dark. I have red fleece blankets over the window currently. And going into here, this is our bathroom, bathtub here. The house is plumbed. Our water supply comes from a 200-gallon tank downstairs, and as I said, it runs off of an in-demand 12-volt RV pump. This is our composting toilet. It works off of evaporation. That pipe goes up all the way to the roof for ventilation. It works pretty darn good, and there is no odors at all. It's a very effective and eco-friendly toilet waste management system. And back out here, we go downstairs into the basement. This is not very exciting. This is the basement, the first level. This is our storage area where we keep all of our canned goods and storage. We have a lot of vegetables. And going through this door, this is the downstairs workshop where Dad keeps all of his power tools, which we have to run off of a generator because our solar system just isn't powerful enough to support it. That's his metal lathe. And all of our tools. As you can imagine, we have to do a lot of maintenance on this place, on motors and cars and various machinery and things, so we're pretty tool conscious and whatnot. So this is the downstairs workshop.